Wow, that was wonderful. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed guests. My name is Charles Hu, and I am one of the vice presidents of BioHK, and it is my privilege to welcome you all to Bio Hong Kong 2023. This year, our theme is Biotech Kaleidoscope, symbolizing the infinite possibilities of what we can accomplish with biotechnology. We've all gathered here today to explore the latest breakthroughs and advancements in biotechnologies, and we have spotlighted a few key relevant areas, such as aging, cancer, infectious diseases, and Chinese medicine. Many of you have traveled long distances to be here, and that serves as a reminder of just how important our work is in cultivating biotechnology for the benefit of all. Now, of course, that cannot be possible without our organizers, the Hong Kong Biotechnology Organization, the Bay Helix Group, Osvic Capital, the Chinese Society for Biotechnology, and the Institute of Microbiology at the Chinese Academy of Sciences. So, without further ado, let me welcome our officiating guests for this morning of the opening ceremony. First up, we have the co-chair of Bio Hong Kong 2023, the chairman of Hong Kong Biotechnology Organization, Professor Albert Yu. Our other co-president of Hong Kong Bio 2023, the main founder of Osvic Capital, Mr. Chen Ping. And our third co-president of Bio Hong Kong 2023, the chairman of Bay Helix Group, Dr. Yu Guoliang. The Secretary of Innovation, Technology and Industry, Professor Xuan Dong. The standing member of the CPC Guangzhou Committee, Director General of the Guangzhou Development District Administrative Committee, and the Party Secretary of the Huangpu District, Mr. Chen Jie. Nobel Laureate, co-founder of Longevity X, Dr. Bruce Butler. The Chairman of the Nobel Sustainability Trust, Mr. Peter Nobel. Founder of the Nobel Sustainability Trust, Dr. Michael Nobel. And last but not least, the group chairman and CEO of DEFTA Partners, Ambassador George Hara. So let's get started. May I first invite the co-president of Bio Hong Kong 2023, chairman of Hong Kong Biotechnology Organization, Professor Albert Yu, to give us the welcoming address. Thank you.
Well, last week we have the super typhoon, and then we have heavy flooding, and then we have really bad news around the world, and the worst news is that Bio Hong Kong 2023 was cancelled. Okay? And then we spent the last few days trying to tell them we are here. Okay? Hong Kong is a super city. Now we encounter such hazardous incidents, but we recover in 24 hours. The whole city get back to normal. Okay? And you didn't see anything like this or anywhere like this in the world. So we should give our Hong Kong a round of applause. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the president of the Bio Hong Kong and Hong Kong Biotech Organization. I welcome you all here today. Other than the rumor, as you can see, that Bio Hong Kong is 2 years old, only 2 years old. Okay, and then we want to make this 2 years old event to become an international event, because we need something like this in Asia, because biotech is grooming over this area. And Hong Kong is the world city. We make Hong Kong our Asian world city since we returned to China. And then we are very successful doing that. So a world city will be the best place to host Bio Hong Kong, a signature event for biotech globally. So with our joint effort, I'm pretty sure in a few years, this event will be a global event. So we have a place for ourselves to do biotech. We have a place for Chinese company to come to Hong Kong to go overseas. And then we have a place for all the biotech over the world to come to Hong Kong and get the Asian market. Okay, we have a very heavy loaded program. If you have time to look at it. Now I have to thank my staff and also thank all the scientists over the world. They believe Hong Kong is a place to do scientific exchange. Okay, so please enjoy every session. Okay, we have quite a few sessions going on at the same time. But pick your session early so you will be able to find out some very interesting things. Okay? I don't want to spend too much time because we have a heavy opening ceremony too, overloaded. So I again welcome you. Thank you for coming. And then last thing is that enjoy it. Okay? And let us know how can we get better next year. Okay, next year we will already book this place, and then it will be September again. And as I said, the first year we have a Bio Hong Kong for Hong Kong because that was under COVID-19. We were not able to travel at all. This year we have a lot of friends from the Greater Bay Area, China, and overseas. And next year, I promise you, is going to be an international meeting, of course, with your help. And I apologize, the space is limited. Many of my friends, they're sitting around, but many of them, they're standing around. But this makes this opening more important. So I, again, thank you very much for every one of you and your support. Thank you again.
Thank you, Professor Yu. I am also really excited about the program ahead of us this week, so really looking forward to that. Next up, I have the honor of inviting the Secretary of Innovation, Technology and Industry, Professor Xun Dong, to give us a few words. Thank you.
Albert, Chen Changwei, Dr. Yu, Mr. Chen, Dr. Boiler, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very delighted to be here with you today to mark the annual opening ceremony of Bio Hong Kong 2023. Albert just said this is the second year of this great conference. I'm happy to see so many people coming to this conference. Okay. Let me start by extending my warmest welcome to all of you, especially those from the mainland and abroad. Bio Hong Kong is a flagship biotech event which provides premier opportunity for the biotechnology community coming together to share original insights and cutting-edge knowledge, identify collaboration possibilities, foster business ties, and shape the future of the biotechnology industry. The convention theme of this year is Kaleidoscope, representing the infinite possibilities of what can be achieved in biotechnology. This theme is also a perfect description of Hong Kong's dynamic and diverse INT scene. I still remember when I attended the Bio Hong Kong 2022 event in last December. There was 1 week to go before the promulgation of the Hong Kong INT development blueprint. And time flies. 9 months has passed in flash. The blueprint has set out key strategies and a clear roadmap from the perspective of top-level planning and design, charting Hong Kong in moving full steam towards our goal of becoming an international INT center. In particular, we put our focus on the development of industries with an edge and of strategic importance, including life and health technology and advanced manufacturing and new energy technology industries. With its enormous power to transform our economy, environment, and health, biotechnology is one of the INT fields that is high on our policy agenda. Over the past months, my bureau has been making concerted effort in attracting top-notch INT enterprises from overseas and the mainland, including, of course, the biotechnology industry, to set up or expand their businesses in Hong Kong. And indeed, we have made some good progress. A number of life and health technology companies have already confirmed their plans to come to Hong Kong. The foreseeable clustering of INT enterprises will bring synergy effects in attracting more talent and capital to Hong Kong, as well as facilitating knowledge and technology transfer on INT front. Besides, benefited from our favorable listing conditions, Hong Kong is currently the world's second-largest fundraising market for biotechnology companies. With such a success, the Hong Kong Exchanges has broadened the listing framework to include those pre-commercial companies specialized in food and agricultural technology since March of this year. The new listing chapter supports even more biotechnology companies to access capital to fund innovative ideas and growth. As announced in our government's 2023 to 24 budget, the government will further invest 6 billion Hong Kong dollar, equivalent to nearly $800 million, to accelerate realization of transformative R&D outcomes related to life and health technology by setting up related thematic research institutes that would bolster our way to become a world-class biomedical R&D center and create a more conducive environment for our INT development. All those solid foundations will guide our new venture in the development of Shenzhen-Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone. With the promulgation of the development plan for Shenzhen Park of Hetao Shenzhen-Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone 2 weeks ago, Hong Kong will continue to give full play to our unique strengths to inject new momentum to and set a new stage for collaboration with Shenzhen on INT development. The Bio-Hong Kong International Convention, held year after year, has become an integral part to drive the growth of the local biotechnology community in our INT ecosystem. With the concerted effort of all players and stakeholders across different sectors, I look forward to the flourishing of Hong Kong's INT as well as biotechnology development. In closing, may I wish the event a great success and all of you a rewarding experience in this convention. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Xuan. As a biotech entrepreneur myself, I am really optimistic about the potentials that lie ahead for us in the Greater Bay Area. And to that end, we're all going to witness something really special later on in this opening ceremony. But without giving away too much, I'd like to invite the chairman of the Nobel Sustainability Trust, Mr. Peter Nobel, to give us a few words. Thank you.
Let's see. Good morning to all of you. My name is Peter Nobel. It's supposed to be some slides I developed for the presentation. But seems to be a delay in that.
I do apologize for any technical difficulties. We're working on it to get it sorted as soon as possible. Please bear with us.
Okay. Could you please?
Apologies for the technical difficulties. I'd like to invite Mr. Chen Jie, standing member of the CPC Guangzhou Municipal Committee, secretary of the CPC Huangpu District Committee and the CPC Guangzhou Development District Working Committee, and director of the Guangzhou Development District Administrative Committee, to give us a few words. Thank you.
尊敬的于长海主席、孙东局长、各位专家、各位来宾、女士们、先生们，大家上午好。今天我们相聚在湘江之畔，狮子山下，畅谈产业趋势，共谋合作机遇。我谨代表广州经济技术开发区，向香港国际生物科技论坛暨展览会的顺利召开表示热烈的祝贺。香港是享誉全球的东方之珠，也是国际科技创新的高地，在生物科技、医疗健康器材、医疗服务和中医药等领域实力雄厚，拥有全球前40的名的顶尖医学院和16所国家重点实验室等重要科技机构，生物科技基础研究和临床实力位居全球前列，是亚洲最大、全球第2大的生物科技企业融资中心。香港国际生物科技论坛暨展览的举办，搭建了凝聚全球创新资源、推动国际交流合作的大平台，必将为粤港澳大湾区的生物科技产业发展带来新的机遇。广州市把生物医药产业作为战略性新兴产业重点打造，积极推动产业发展壮大，整体呈现出创新发展、集聚发展、生态化发展、国际化发展的良好态势， 位居全国生物产业发展的第一梯队。目前，广州市共有生物医药企业数量达到6400多家。2022年，生物医药与健康产业增加值达到了1651亿元，同比增长8.5%。同时，我市集聚了4名诺贝尔获得奖和36名院士，集中布局了广州国家实验室、人类细胞谱系国家大科学装置、蛋白质国际大科学计划3大国家战略平台，正加快打造全球生物医药产业新高地。黄埔区、广州开发区是广州生物医药产业发展的主阵地，一直以来致力于推进生物科技产业的高质量发展，构建了科技研发在广州国际生物岛，成果转化在广州科学城，生产制造在中心广州知识城的全域空间布局，集聚了生物医药企业4700多家，占全市的76%。生物医药与健康产业营收规模突破了2100亿元，集聚了高端研发机构390家，每年新增新药临床批件近100张，连续2年居广东省的第1名，获评中国生物医药最佳园区奖。湘江珠江两相依，穗港合作扬帆起。香港和广州作为大湾区生物医药的双引擎，我们将持续强化与香港及周边城市创新要素协同联动，优化生物医药产业布局，携手打造世界级生物医药产业集群。我们热诚欢迎各位专家、企业家朋友们到广州、到黄埔走一走、看一看，加深了解，共谋发展。我们也将一如既往的提供优质的服务，创造最优越的环境，让大家感到暖心、舒心、放心、开心的创新创业。最后，预祝本次香港国际生物科技论坛暨展览取得圆满成功。谢谢大家。
谢谢陈总。Well, thanks to the swift response of our staff, we've finally been able to sort out the technical difficulties. So now I would like to invite Mr. Peter Nobel to please give us a few words. Thank you.
Well, good morning again. It seems that we have sorted out the technical problem. So we can proceed with the next slide. My name is Peter Nobel. I'm from Sweden, and I am the chairman of the Nobel Sustainability Trust, an organization that is filed in Zurich in Switzerland. First of all, I would like to thank you, the conference organization, for giving us an excellent opportunity to here today to present the Nobel Organization, Trust Organization. And if the time allows from the 4-minute stipulated time I have, I can give some comments on how we are seeing the sustainable technology development in the biotech area. I took over the chairmanship in early 2023, and the people or the family in the board, our board, are all descendants from the two brothers to Alfred Nobel, Robert and Ludwig Nobel. The organization was founded by Dr. Michael Nobel, who founded the organization in 2007, and that was a family organization initiative with the sustainability as a purpose for developing or supporting sustainable development in today and also for the future coming generations. Notably, last years we have had a very strong development, many thanks to our CEO, Mrs. Tracy Wang, and Dr. Michael Nobel's amazing power and efforts put into the organization. As you all know, the sustainability issues is on the global agenda across all borders, and it really intervenes our everyday life. And in mass media, we can read about that the sustainability issues is a matter of fate of the world. My personal view is that the issues in sustainability should be at the top of the hierarchy, top of all issues in society across the world. And I think in order to minimize the climate threats, it's obvious that it requires international cooperation to the greatest extent possible, and that should be on a daily basis. My personal reflection is if we could solve the development of the COVID vaccine as was done all over the world, it would not be impossible to have this repeated in sustainability development. We are focused on two activities in the Sustainability Trust. First, we are organizing symposia in sustainable developments in the water and the energy fields as preference. We have had two very successful symposia. We had one in France in last year, 2022, and we had another successful summit in Bergen in Norway, 2021. We also have instituted an annual rewarding which we call for the prestigious Sustainability Award, and this is for recognize and motivate the sustainability work that is carried out around the world today. This Sustainability Award is targeting individuals, organizations around the world that has developed outstanding technologies that aims for promoting availability of better energy and water systems. In Paris 2022, we had a special envoy for climate change. We gave the awards to Mrs. Xi Shenhua, Dr. Bruno Wu, the CEO of the Sun 7 Star Group, and Mr. Colin O'Mara, the CEO of the National Wildlife Federation. And we gave the awards for their efforts in the field of outstanding efforts in the field of sustainability. We believe that the Sustainability Award plays a critical future role in promoting and rewarding efforts to address pressing environmental and social challenges. Plus, it inspires others to join the collective effort to create a more sustainable and resilient future. Worth to note here is that the awards does not reward innovation in early stages, but is focused on rewarding projects with strong potential to be implemented practically in the respective market within short period of times, and thus quickly can bring us contribute to a better world. We as an organization, we are operating in parallel with many other organizations in the world. We believe our strength is a combination of that we have an established system to produce the awards, which is done in a very systematic way. We have our values and working methods, and also as well as we have prominent and international sponsors who share our values and approach in sustainability issues. In order to produce the best possible nominations among incoming proposals around the world, the production of the awards is based on selection by two independent committees. And these international committees, they consist of international network with professors who are active around the world in various institutes and universities in several different branches. And all this work is led by our academic partner and the leading university in Europe, the Technical University in Munich. And the winners will receive cash award, certificate, and medal. Just a few words about the sustainability developments we are recognizing in the medical and the biotech area. There are, of course, a lot of emerging technologies that are leading to very great savings of cost and resource use by digitization of care with electronic patients, as an example, additive manufacturing of prostheses, AI algorithms to analyze medical data and cause of diseases, and packaging of drugs and smart drugs that leads to a number of advantages in savings of resources. There are, of course, impressive and exploding developments in many technologies area. I think, in particular, we are very interested in see the results in synthetic enzymes, which we believe, in combination with very powerful AI tools, can have a tremendous impact on the efficiency in manufacturing of products in the future in various industries. We have the enzymes applied as industrial catalyst for accelerating processes, biotechnology, environmental friendly chemistry, and drug developments as examples of that. The future effects of in all these applications, it's very hard and difficult to estimate today, but I think there is no reason to doubt that this is an important and central part of the sustainability going forward, and that will generate quick response to combat the life for our planet. So many thanks for your attention, and we wish you a successful conference.
Thank you, Mr. Nobel. I'm really looking forward to seeing the ways in which we can collaborate with the Nobel Sustainability Trust to drive sustainability development efforts in the Greater Bay Area, and we'll see more of that later on. At this moment, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our special guest for the morning, the Vice Chairman of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, the Honorable Dr. C.Y. Leung. Thank you, Dr. Leung. At this point, I'd like to acknowledge also our sponsors, because this conference will not be successful without the help of all our sponsors. So I'd like to announce the sponsors, and when I announce your name, if your representative could please come onto the stage and we can bestow an award to you, that would be great. So for the silver sponsors, I'd like to invite Lee's Pharmaceutical Holdings Limited, Zhaoke Hong Kong Ophthalmology Limited, Moderna, DCH Auriga Hong Kong Limited, CMB Winglong Bank, Invest HK, Cernaomics, Junhe Law Offices, the Wuhan Junji Huiren Information Technology Company, the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park Limited, Huawei International Company Limited, and Science Magazine. Thank you for these silver sponsors. I'd also like to invite our vice presidents onto the stage to bestow the awards to these sponsors. Mr. Gordon Chang, Mrs. Maki Wan, Dr. Chun Yan Leung, Mr. Ben Wu, Mr. Trank Chen, Mr. Alistair Wong and Dr. Russell Chan. If you could please remain on stage, perhaps we can take a stand onto the platform over here. Take a step back, please. Next up, we have our gold sponsors: New Horizon Health, AstraZeneca, GSK, the Hongquan Industrial Park Group, Shanghai Pharma, and KeyMed Biosciences. My apologies, it's Shanghai Healthcare Capital instead of Shanghai Pharma. My mistake. I would like to invite Mr. and Dr. Peter and Michael Nobel to please bestow the award to our sponsors. Maybe we could shift towards the middle a little bit. Next up, we have our platinum and diamond sponsors: Zeyin Biotechnology Company Limited, Haikang Life Corporation Limited, and Osvik Capital. I would like to invite Professor Yu and Professor Xuan Dong to please bestow the awards. 在中间。I would also like to invite the rest of our officiating guests to please come on stage for a group photo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please be seated. Now at BioHK, we'd like to recognize a few individuals and a few companies who has done exceptional work in the field of biotechnology. Today we have 3 special awards being awarded to corporations for advancing biotechnology in the Greater Bay Area region. So first up, we have the Best Ophthalmology Company of the Year Award, awarded to Zhaoke Ophthalmology Limited. If you could please come on stage. And I'd also like to invite Professor Yu for bestowing the award. Thank you. Next, we have the Best Pharmaceutical Company of the Year Award, Lee's Pharmaceutical Holdings Limited. Would Dr. Yu, please, Yu Guoliang, please come onto stage. And we also have the Best Diagnostic Company of the Year Award, New Horizon Health Limited. And I'd like to invite Mr. Chen Ping to please come on stage to bestow the award. Thank you very much. Next, we have individual awards. The Leadership Award for Global Advocate for Cancer Research is established by Hong Kong Bio in 2023 to recognize outstanding individuals who have made significant impacts on advancing cancer treatment, detection, and diagnosis of patients worldwide. Dr. Su Zhuanba is an exceptional leader who has dedicated her life to advancing cancer research and global collaboration to find cures for cancer. She has served in various capacities at the Asian Fund for Cancer Research, the National Foundation for Cancer Research, and the Aim High Accelerator Fund, where she has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to promote the global mission to fighting cancer. Her leadership and personal attributions have been instrumental in the establishment of several high-impact global-scale collaborative platforms, such as the Global Coalition for Adaptive Research and Tissue Bank Consortium in Asia, which aim to accelerate the development of innovative cancer treatments and therapies. Dr. Ba's leadership and contributions to the field of cancer research are truly inspiring and deserving of recognition. Welcome, Dr. Ba. Would Mr. Peter Nobel please come on the stage to bestow the award? Thank you. Thank you very much. Next, we'd like to recognize Dr. Liu Da, Mr. Liu Da, for his contributions in the best book of the year in life sciences and biotechnology. Mr. Liu has shared 30 years of observations and thoughts in clinical pharmacy, retail pharmacy, healthcare corporation, and global life science investments. Therefore, his first traditional Chinese book, titled Life Science Investments Capturing the Next Unicorn, in Chinese that's 生命科技投資啟示錄，捕捉下一隻獨角獸. It was launched in November of 2021. It was awarded with Hong Kong Publishing Biennial Awards in 2023 in Business and Management Sector by the Hong Kong Publishing Professional Society in June of 2023. His next publication in English, titled Life Science Unicorns from a China Investment Perspective, was launched in June of this year. This is the first in Hong Kong that systematically explores China's life science investments from a global perspective. It is a 19-chapter book that begins with the paradigm shifts in the history of life science industry, illustrates the China's industry development, and systematically analyzes 4 particular sectors. It also shares first-hand insights from KOLs of respective fields and is dedicated to the life science ecosystem in Hong Kong. The book ends with an appendix to provoke further readings, and the rationale behind the book is that through the promotion of a greater understanding of life science among the industry players, investors, and the public, this sector can thrive. The humanity will benefit as a whole. Thank you, Mr. Liu Da. I'd like to invite Dr. Bruce Butler to bestow the award. Thank you. Thank you very much. And last but not least, the Best Global Biotech Venture Capital of the Year Award is an award to appreciate and recognize those who have made extraordinary contributions to the advancement of biotechnology industry on a global stage. Since founded in 1985 in California, the founder, Professor George Hara, and his DEFTA partners have built many technology legacies that have changed the world and shaped the way that we live our lives today. DEFTA Partners is one of the few venture capital firms in the world capable of creating world-class companies from university research papers. This year, one of DEFTA's portfolio companies, Corips, went public in the Tokyo Stock Exchange. It is the world's first cell therapy for severe heart failure using iPS cells. Co-founded by DEFTA Partners with the professors at Osaka University in 2017. So in recognition of their exceptional contributions and achievements, we proudly present the Best Global Biotech Venture Capital Award to DEFTA Partners. I'd like to invite Professor Xuan Dong to please bestow the award. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Xun. Thank you, Hara-sensei. Our fun is not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. In today's world, we face challenges like climate change and resource scarcity. Hong Kong has experienced extreme weather, as you have observed in the last 2 weeks, including the unprecedented heavy rainfall this past weekend. Sustainable development is key to addressing these global issues. The Nobel Sustainability Trust, NST, is established in Switzerland in 2007 by renowned members of the Nobel family. Michael and Peter Nobel is dedicated to promoting the idea of sustainable development worldwide. Osvic Capital, as a strategic partner of NST, is a technology investment firm founded by the CEO, Mr. Chen Ping, back in 2018. They focus on investments such as AI, big data, biotechnology, and the digital economy. And it has achieved impressive investment returns. So through this strategic collaboration, Osvic Capital will serve as the chief representative for NST in the Guangdong, Hong Kong region, assisting NST in promoting sustainability development concepts and new technologies. NST will actively provide support to the Guangdong, Hong Kong region, including the introduction of international innovation and technology projects, top professors, and experts. Moreover, both parties will collaborate to establish a Nobel DAO, a global platform for the world's brightest minds in Hong Kong, aiming to build a cross-disciplinary, world-class innovation ecosystem. Now let us witness this exciting moment together. Please welcome Mr. Peter Nobel, Chairman of NST, and Mr. Chen Ping, Chairman of Auspic Capital. I'd also like to invite the rest of the officiating guests to please come on stage as witnesses to this signing ceremony. After they team and shake hands. Now, of course, this cannot be achieved without a lot of people behind the scenes. And I'd like to invite each and every one of you to come onto the stage for a group photo. From the mainland government, the Science and Technology Bureau, Guangzhou Nansha Economic and Technological Development Zone.
周伟斌先生，
A party working committee, administration of Guangzhou Nansha Economic and Technological Development Zone.
谢伟，
Zhuhai Science and Technology Innovation Bureau.
王雷，
Shenzhen Association for Science and Technology.
孙楠，
Greater Bay Area National Center of Technology Innovation.
王德宝，
Dongguan Biotech Industry Development Company Limited.
宋涛，
We have, as well as other organizing committee representatives and advisors, Shenzhen Govita Medical Laboratory,
田瑶林，
Orion Land,
郑永生，
Longley Capital,
连敏玲，
other co-organizers and supporting organizations and their representatives,
梁凤仪，
IFA Tech Limited, Studio Foria, Elaine Young, Shenzhen Life Science Industry Association,
韩聪，
Shenzhen Biological Medicine Promotion Association,
张才万，
the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, Hong Kong Institute of Science and Innovation, Chinese Academy of Sciences,
刘洪斌，
Bio Club,
江慧霞，
the Beijing University of Chinese Medicine,
严聪，
as well as other international friends, the Consulate General of Canada in Hong Kong and Macau, Ms. Jeanette McPhee, the British Consulate General of Hong Kong, Sophia Ip, Consulate General of Federal Republic of Germany, Ms. Stephanie Seeding, the Consulate General of the Republic of Belarus, Alexander Shalimau. Next, we have the MOU signatories based on Bio Hong Kong with the Hong Kong Biotechnology Organization. Shanxi Investment Promotion Bureau,
杨春全，
member of the CPC Guangzhou Development District Working Committee, Secretary General of Guangzhou Development District Administrative Committee and the CPC Huangpu District Committee Office.
董彦军，
Guangzhou Development District Administrative Committee,
邵劲波，
the China Council for the Promotion of International Trade Jiangxi Ganzhou Committee,
周干昌，
the Executive President of Guangdong Medical Valley,
谢家生，
Shenzhen Biotech and Industry Cleaning Association,
王慧芳，
Shenzhen Pingshan District Talent Association,
李春霞，
Foshan Health Bureau,
曾章康，
Dongguan Science and Technology Bureau,
肖增勇，
Songshan Lake Science City Development Group,
叶正惠、
Hefei State High-Tech Industry Development Zone,
方孝明、
Fuzhou New Area Hong Kong Fujian Cooperation Advisory Committee,
于艳萍、
Certizen,
陈婉华、
VMS Group Mr. Andrew Ng. And we have also other invited guests, the Consulate General of Israel, Mr. Amir Lati, GSK, Sir Jonathan Simmons, Chinese Foundation for Hepatitis Prevention and Control,
王宇、
Capital Medical University,
饶毅、
Hong Kong Biomed Innotech Association, Mr. Lo Yok Lam, City University of Hong Kong, Professor Michael Yang, Asia Fund for Cancer Research, Dr. Su Juan Ba, Global Health Forum for the Boao Forum of Asia,
罗小琴、
the China Resources, China Pharma Life Science Fund,
柳达、
Legislative Council Member Yong Hai-yin. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here to witness this momentous moment. Next up, without further ado, the opening ceremony is come to its end, but please remain seated. And here we have our keynote speeches. We have a lot of great speakers lined up for us today. I'd like to invite Professor Albert Yu to come and introduce our first keynote speaker. I hope you all have had a chance to look at the program that we have for you in the next 4 days. There's really exciting talks and events and activities going on. So if you still haven't, there's a big poster outside. You can take a look and go to as many sessions as you can, because I really think these talks are amazing. I want to divide myself into 4 persons and go to every single talk, but I can't, obviously. So, Professor Yu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles. Charles has a PhD from Johns Hopkins. No, he came back. He's a neuroscientist, is what I'm. And he has done a very good job, right, as an MC. Thank you very much. 台本上嚟啦。Joyce 呢個台本上嚟啦。Okay. All the symposium we have today will be will be online this morning from Fenghuang Wang, Phoenix. Okay, and then all the speeches has a simultaneous translation. So if you cannot understand English, or you rather listen to Chinese, you can get a headphone for yourself. Okay, Bio Hong Kong started last year. Actually, we planned for many years, but we have one person who support us throughout the whole process. And this person is very important for biotech in Hong Kong because he's the guy, he really get back our Innovation Technology Bureau. Okay? 你可唔可以過嚟呢？ And then he's the chief executive. Get back the Innovation Technology Bureau for Hong Kong. And then he worked so hard to get us a piece of very important land. That's the loop between Hong Kong and Shenzhen. Okay? Without him, we don't have biotechnology. We don't have a place for technology. Okay? He worked so hard, okay, to also promote Hong Kong's biotech in mainland. Last year, in our biotech Bio Hong Kong 2022, he gave us a very important lecture on how he get the loop to Hong Kong. Probably most of you, some of you do not know what this loop is. A very important piece of land between Hong Kong and Shenzhen. And now we are going to change it to be our second science and technology part. Today, he's going to give us another important talk is what we're going to do with the loop. How we work together with mainland and Hongkongers to get all this together. Okay, without further introduction, this important person is our former executive, C.Y. Leung. Okay, C.Y. Okay.
Thank you, Professor Yu, for your very kind introduction. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Without doubt, the loop and the area on the other side of this narrow Shenzhen River will be the single most important platform for science and technology development, not just in Hong Kong, not just in Shenzhen, not just in China, but in the whole world. This is no exaggeration. It is so important, not only to us in Hong Kong, but also to every one of us in the world, that I think it deserves a second report. Last year, and that was about 10 months ago, at the Bio Hong Kong 2022, I said basically three things. One, the use of the Lok Ma Chau loop should be determined on the national level, not on the Hong Kong level, not on the Guangdong level, but on the country's level. Secondly, bioscience and biotech should be a strong candidate as users of this loop. Third, the loop will fail its mission, fail its location, which is very unique, if we scatter and try to make it all things to all men. Now, what is the loop? Just a quick recap. This area outlined in red is the loop. This narrow river called the Shenzhen River, which has been marking the boundary between Hong Kong and the rest of China, has always been the boundary. And it went from west to east, and then it looped around somewhere in the middle. And the shape of the loop is a mirror image of the loop of the Yellow River. And this one goes south and then north again. Before 1997, the Hong Kong government and the Shenzhen government at that time decided for flood prevention purposes to train the river, to get rid of the loop, to straighten it up. And so we now have a straight line, or more or less a straight line, rather than a loop. But because Hong Kong has always been defined as the piece of land that is south of the loop, and so Hong Kong gained as a result of training this river to the extent of 0.87 square kilometers. And there was no argument as to the fact that this piece of land became part of Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, but there was a disagreement between Hong Kong and Shenzhen as to who actually owned it. The argument from Shenzhen side was obvious. There's no way that Hong Kong could ever own a piece of land on the other side of the river. So administration-wise, it's Hong Kong, but ownership-wise, Shenzhen. So that's the case. But in Hong Kong, we follow the rule of law, and our land law basically says that every piece of land is presumed to be owned by the Hong Kong government unless there is a proof of private ownership. So I asked Shenzhen, I said, give me a piece of paper, I'm prepared to buy it from you. And Shenzhen very frankly and honestly said, and I really take my cap off to them, and they said, I don't have that piece of paper to prove ownership. And so there was a bit of a stalemate, and this stalemate lasted for about 20 years. I was chief executive then, and we decided to do something about it. I'll cut this part of the story off, and we made it. And so that's the Shenzhen Party Secretary and myself sitting in the drawing room of Government House. And we agreed, it was late 2016, and that was the signing of the formal agreement signed by the Chief Secretary, Mrs. Carrie Lam, representing the Hong Kong government, and witnessed by the Mayor of Shenzhen and myself. The agreement between Hong Kong and Shenzhen on the cooperation between the loop on the Hong Kong side, so we solved the ownership of the loop, and that's on the Hong Kong side. On the Shenzhen side, they threw in another piece of land adjoining the river, so that you create an area, a new area for science and technological development on the two banks of the river. One river, two banks, under the principle of one country, two systems. One zone, two parks, one river, two banks. And this new area that straddles over the Shenzhen River is known as Hetao Shenzhen Hong Kong Science and Technology Innovation Cooperation Zone. It's quite a mouthful. HTCEZ. It's made up of 1.35 square kilometers, that's part of Futian, which is a bonded zone. Bonded zone. And then the rest of the Shenzhen side, and that gives you a total of 3.02 square kilometers. Together with the Hong Kong Loop, you have nearly 4 square kilometers for science and technology development. 4 square kilometers of land situated on both sides of the Shenzhen River under the one country and the two systems principle, drawing the benefits of the one country and the benefits of the two systems. And both sides are going to plow in a great deal of investment, policy innovations, and efforts, and of course, brain powers of scientists to make things happen. And so I repeat without exaggeration, this is going to be the single most important platform for science and technology development the world over. A little bit of details now, and you can see, I shan't translate this, not in my PPT, but I'll draw your attention to the yellow labels. These are the clusters. The top one, if I go clockwise, the top yellow label is Hong Kong Institutions of Higher Education cluster. Going down is like a sort of 3 o'clock position. Quantum physics valley. Going down again, chips. Going down again, energy technology. Going up clockwise, big data, AI. And then going up again, biomedicine, cluster. And the loop, again, is there. This is the Hong Kong part of it. A month ago, the State Department, and that's the central government of China, issued a notice to the Guangdong government, State Council ministries and commissions and direct subordinates, a plan for the Shenzhen Park of the HTCZ. Now, this is one country, two systems, Hong Kong people ruling Hong Kong with a high degree of autonomy in practice. The State Department issued this notice to the Guangdong government, to the State Council ministries and commissions, but not Hong Kong. Because Hong Kong has its own way of doing things, its own autonomy, and so on and so forth. What does the notice say? Now, I don't want to scare you, but there are many PowerPoints to do justice to the very rich contents of this notice, and it's going to be very wordy. I hesitated to translate the words, but I'll send my PowerPoint to the organizers, so anyone in the audience, whether you want to read it in Chinese or get someone to translate it for you into your own language, you could ask for the PowerPoints. And of course, you could go up to the Chinese government website and find the original full text of the notice. Firstly, and it's an official document, and it used a term which I've been using for nearly 20-something years. I regard Hong Kong as a super connector, and to be a bit more sort of immodest, Hong Kong as the super connector, grabbing the rest of the world in one hand and the rest of China in the other hand, and that's a super connector. We're not just a platform, we're not just a gateway, we are the super connector. If you want to do business, including science and technology, with the rest of China. Essentially, it says Hong Kong should fully exercise its role as the super connector and build a system of innovation and technology and create a leading international scientific research and experimentation cluster. Timeline. Critical dates are 2025 and 2035. I'll give you a bit more details towards the end. 2 boundaries and a special zone. And this is what I meant by policy innovation. So it's not just physical synergy between the 2 places, but also policy innovations. Essentially, the central government has created a zone on the Shenzhen side of this new area that has special policies, including special custom and tax policies. Over the years, scientists on both sides were concerned about the use of equipment, or transportation equipment, and also samples, living tissues, etc., across the boundary. Now there are policies to deal with this. Similarly, the movements of people, the movements of capital, etc. Put simply, the mainland side is going to move the controls at the boundary between Hong Kong and Shenzhen backwards. They want to join hands with Hong Kong to create a first-class And I think they deserve to be first class because there's a lot of efforts, policy changes, investments, etc., being plowed into this huge area of 4 square kilometers. It will create a first-class international platform for science and technological innovation. Sectors IT, material science, life sciences, telecommunication, semiconductors, etc., and somewhere in the last 2 lines is biomedicine, cells and genes research. Education and research. The notice says that it supports the cooperation between the institutes of higher learning between Hong Kong and Shenzhen and other institutes within the country and in other countries to establish outstanding research centers in this area. To foster deeper integration within the GBA in the field of technology and resources. Enterprises, together with Hong Kong, the notice says it wants to attract and introduce top research type enterprises into this area. To support advanced biomedicine technology, biological technology, and IT. In terms of IT, you probably read in the papers that at the end of June this year, Professor Sun Dong represented the Hong Kong SR government, and this was after the work of some 2 years, struck an agreement with the central government to allow, under certain conditions, the free flow of IT data across the boundary. And the need of the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, brackets Guangdong, was very much in focus. Cell therapy was one sector. Gene sequencing, medical robotics, new medicine, outsourcing of tip-top medical research, assessment, clinical trials, to promote the convergence of systems and regulations with the world, with the international community. Cell therapy, gene therapy, if that's the right word, customs control and duty, basically to open the so-called first line on the boundary and to manage well the second line so that you have greater flow or freer flow of resources within this area of about 4 square kilometers. There'll be a white list, 白名单, of goods, etc. The ones that qualify could enter the Shenzhen side, which is the mainland side, without having to pay custom duty. Capital. As I mentioned, internet data. IPR, an issue of concern to many scientists and inventors. Taxation. Essentially, both enterprises and individuals will pay the same tax rate as if they were in Hong Kong. So personal tax of Hong Kong is termed as salary tax, 15%, corporate tax, 15%. And also an international or internal directive, basically imploring the various organs of government up and down the country to follow this notice. Yesterday, I read a bit of report published by Radio Television Hong Kong saying that the deputy mayor of Shenzhen called a press conference in Shenzhen at which she announced that there are now already 150 advanced science and technological projects that are being negotiated on. And initially, they are forming 3 clusters, including information technology, quantum science technology, and biomedicine. So 3 clusters, 150 projects they are already talking about. Very quickly, to sum up, I talked about the loop last year and tried to draw Bio-Hong Kong's attention to the importance of this area to Hong Kong and to the country, to the world. I made the point that we should scatter, we should focus on certain sectors. I also made the point that the central government should give directives as to what Guangdong, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong should do together. Now, this directive, in the form of the notice that I mentioned, has now come out. Hong Kong has the ball in its court. Of course, we shouldn't leave it entirely to the central government. The central government has given us the necessary hint as to what's going to happen on the other side, and therefore what we should do to derive the necessary synergy and to make use of the good opportunities. And so 10 months hence, at about Hong Kong 2023, let me just make this request. I think, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, should find out more about the opportunities laid out by this new announcement, the notice by the central government on the 8th of August. You should find out more, and having found out more, you should, as scientists, whether Hong Kong scientists or mainland Chinese scientists or scientists from other parts of the world, you shouldn't leave everything entirely to government officials. You should speak out. You should tell government officials what you need and what you want to see happen on both sides of the Shenzhen River in accordance with the declarations in this notice. Thank you very much.